Welcome, welcome, welcome. And thank you again for joining us. Before I start this amazing masterclass, which I'm super excited to share with you guys, I'd like to make an acknowledgement of country. Good afternoon. I recognize we're all meeting on different Aboriginal lands today, and I'd like to acknowledge that I'm coming to you today from Darrelling land. I'd like to pay my respects to the elders, past, present, and emerging, and all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders people joining us today. Thank you so much. Next slide, pretty please, Felipe. So, thank you for joining us. This is the fourth session of our entrepreneurial online branding program. First session we ran on online branding. The second one was on LinkedIn branding. Then it was on Instagram. And today we're going to be talking to you guys about how to create an amazing brand for you to become a YouTuber, which is such an exciting topic. So excited to share everything with you guys. Next slide, please, Felipe. So today's session is recorded. So if you missed any of the other ones, go back to YouTube and you can watch. We've built a little album on the Academy of Entrepreneurs YouTube page for you guys to watch all of them. And if you're logging in live, welcome, welcome, welcome. Next slide, Felipe. So today we're going to be learning about how do you stand out? How do you look at analytics and trends? What is your niche? We will talk a lot about this today. Who are you trying to get the attention and what is it they want to learn? How do you build a community around your niche? Who are your competitors? What are your channel goals? What is the online branding you're going to do in alignment to your branding goals and also your target audience? What schedule will you have and the importance of consistency? What equipment we recommend you guys to use, and it's a lot easier than you guys think. How to optimize your channel, and then how to learn from the analytics of your first video. And to close it off, we're going to be talking about collaboration because I think this is such an important part and it's also so cool. And I think that's a big piece that from what I hear from you guys, that you guys will all want to be collaborating with other creators, but also with some cool brands. So today's session is done live on YouTube. So pop your questions. So ask your teacher to log in and pop your questions. We'll be answering them today. But if you're not watching it live, pop your questions and we'll be watching them and we'll be replying them throughout the weeks. Next slide, please, Felipe. So we have two amazing guests, which I'm super, super, super excited, honored, and I look forward to learning together with you guys. So first, for the first 10 to 15 minutes, Sabine from YouTube is logging in. Hello, Sabine. Thanks for coming.
Hi, everyone.
So she's going to be sharing a little bit about her journey, and then Felipe is sharing going to be a little bit about his journey, and then we'll get started. So Sabine, tell us about your journey from startup to Google to YouTube creator, because when I saw your profile, I'm like, oh my God, you have the dream job. So tell us, how did you get this dream job and what has your journey been like?
Thank you, Paula. Hi, I'm Sabine. I lead the YouTube top creator business in Australia, and I also look after YouTube Kids creators. So my journey, trying to sum it all up in a few minutes. I'm from Europe. I'm originally from the Netherlands, and I grew up in Italy. I spent some time in England and in Spain, where I started working for the Walt Disney Company many, many years ago. I won't reveal my age, but it was a long time ago. And I joined Google in 2010, so quite a long time ago. I've had lots of different roles at Google and at YouTube, which you can read about here in my bio. I've also had an absolutely amazing experience running my own startup. So I ran a women's outdoor adventure company for about 3 years whilst working part-time at Google. So I was really privileged to be able to do the two because startup life takes a lot of energy. And in my most recent role, I've joined YouTube as a partner manager. So I manage all of YouTube's top creators that we find in Australia and New Zealand, which is an absolutely dream job. I absolutely love what I do.
And what does managing them look like for you on a weekly basis?
So I'll do anything from sort of macro management. So how do we think about the YouTube creator economy in Australia and New Zealand? How can we push it forward? What kind of products do we need in market? What's working, what's not working? So that's really top level. And then I also work with some of our top creators in this market, like the Norris Nuts, the Mighty Car Mods, How Ridiculous. You might have heard of a few of them. So I work with them and really understand what their strategy is, what they're trying to achieve, and how they can really get the most out of YouTube.
That's so cool. We'd love to learn more about that experience, and hopefully we can bring some of these amazing YouTubers in to talk to us and share their experience like Felipe will be sharing. Felipe, over to the next slide, because we'd love to know about your journey, because you've lived in Australia. Right now you're overseas. You're actually like building some content today, because I know that you were traveling. So how has your experience been on going from international student to becoming a creator and now a global traveler. You've also got another dream job.
Yeah, it's been amazing. Hello, Paula. Hello, Sabine. Hello, everyone. I'm very happy to be here. And yeah, as you say, it's a dream job to be able to create content while you're traveling. Also, because you're able to learn from people from all around the world. You're also able to work with brands, and it's been just like an amazing journey. And I'm just open to whatever life throws at me.
And that's the beauty of technology, right? Because it's evolving so much. And I love like what Sabine is talking about her work. So her job is to not only support the creators, but also understand their needs and then support YouTube on creating new tools and strategies to support the creators and creators. So it's a win-win. And I think that's what life is about. And that's the same work that you do, Philippe, right? With when you're collaborating with brands. Like today you're recording content, and it's just like, how do you collaborate? Because all of us like want to be able to influence and create a positive impact. And the only way we're going to do that is through collaboration with YouTube, with the brands, and also like upskilling ourselves all the time, like you do so well, Philippe. Because I know every time I speak to you, enrolling yourself into a new course, which is so exciting. And I love following the work that you're doing on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and everywhere else. Next slide, pretty please. Now we're going to get started with Sabine, where she's going to be sharing her top tips to get you started on YouTube. So I'm going to mute myself and learn together with you guys. Over to you.
Fantastic, thank you. Could we please go to the next slide so we can get cracking straight away? So we're going to run through a few topics here. There's lots and lots we could cover, but I've tried to really narrow it right down to just 6 points. So hopefully you can walk away going, okay, I can remember these 6. So we're going to talk a little bit about finding your voice, like who are you and what are the skills and what do you want to bring to the platform and share with the world. We'll talk a little bit about your brand, how to establish that on the platform. We'll go through YouTube analytics and how that really needs to become your BFF. Content programming, like what are you gonna how are you gonna schedule the content that you're planning to shoot and to film. Research, like where can you find the best research, how do you know what's happening in the market, and then finally the gateway to your content, so thumbnails and titles. Next slide please. So find your voice. What is it that you wish to achieve? So you've decided you want to start on YouTube, but what is it that you really want to set out to do on the platform? Do you want to connect with a new audience or show off a really cool new talent or skill or spark a social change? There's lots of different reasons why creators start on the platform. So really have a good think about why is it that I want to be on this platform and what do I want to share? So some really good questions to ask yourself is, how would I like to have an impact, and what can I say that really makes a difference, and what knowledge or what experience do I have that I feel is worthy sharing with the rest of the world? It's also often really, really good to have a look at some of your favorite YouTube creators and really think like, why are they memorable? What are they doing that really resonates with you and makes you want to talk about them and watch more of their content? So that's a really, really good start to start asking yourself. Next slide, please. Then once you've got a bit of an idea of, hey, I really want to do cooking. Cooking is really my thing. You can start looking at like, what kind of category does that fall into? You might have a passion about, environmental sustainability, but you're also really into beauty. So maybe it's a combination of those two. Maybe you really want to do a beauty channel about using sustainable products. So there's really quite a good combination of things that you could sort of pull together and have a really succinct and niche audience and a tight community of watchers and users that are really into that particular content. So don't worry about either being too broad or too niche. There's an audience for any kind of category on the platform. Next slide, please. So as I alluded to, don't neglect the niche. So if you think that your content is maybe really specific, remember, I don't know if anyone's ever watched ASMR, the sort of whispering into the microphone. That's a real niche audience, but it became huge on the platform. So there's lots of different topics that you might think, hey, I'm not sure if there's a particular audience for this kind of market or this kind of interest, but I mean, most of the time, if you're interested in it, there surely are many people worldwide that would be interested in that too. So don't be afraid about a niche pocket of interest. Next one, please. Branding is really important. If you think about walking into a supermarket and you want to buy a tomato sauce and you're not particularly like drawn to a particular brand, it's really the branding that stands out. So what catches your eye on that shelf, and what is it that you're going to pick up first? Exactly the same with the YouTube channel. So this is Bounce Patrol. Bounce Patrol is Australia's biggest channel. It's a kids channel with lots of nursery rhymes, and they've got over 24 million followers. So they are huge. So things that are important to think about is, what is your channel name? Something catchy and memorable. What about your channel icon? How does that reflect in what the channel name is? Sort of Bounce Patrol, kids songs in this case. The channel icon as well as the banner are really playful. They're really bright. They stand out. And same with the channel trailer. The channel trailer is really the introduction to your channel. And here you say, like, you either put your biggest piece of content on there, or your hero piece that we talk about, or maybe just an introduction about, welcome to my channel. This is what I'm about. Including the About Me page. Just put a little bit of detail there so people know when they come to your channel, they know exactly what to expect. And also, it's worth thinking here, and same with the thumbnails that I'll touch upon later, how do you stand out? So when a user is searching for kids songs, how can you make sure that your channel stands out versus others? So it could be worthwhile to spend some time typing sort of content pieces into search and seeing what pops up, and what kind of content channel icons stand out to you and make you want to click on that particular piece of content, just to get a bit of research under the belt too there. Next slide, please. So branding, this is really important. It's really important to just step back. So you're really excited. You've got your idea, you've got your logo, you've got your brand, and now you're like, okay, I want to start uploading. But it's worthwhile just stopping for a moment and go, hey, so how often do I want to upload? Like, what is realistic? Can I upload once a week? Am I still in school and I get lots of homework, and actually I'm better off doing once every 2 weeks or once a month? Like, getting just realistic with sort of, what am I doing day to day? And do I have time to record, edit, upload? Do I have time for that every single week? Or maybe it's just every single month. So it's worth just sitting down and holding back and going, what is realistic for my schedule? Next one, please. Right, so let's get started. You've got an idea, you've got a plan, and you're ready to start hitting that record button. So let's get started. Go on the next page, please. So YouTube Analytics is going to be your best friend. Spending some time on the platform, even going on YouTube and watching YouTube Analytics tutorials. There's some really, really fantastic content out there to watch. So just get familiar with, hey, how can I figure out what kind of content does my audience like? Like, who am I appealing to? Am I appealing to 18 to 24-year-olds, or am I appealing to primarily females, or am I appealing to people in a particular geography, maybe in Australia or maybe in America? And it sort of allows you to figure out, like, this piece of content works really, really well with this audience, and this piece of content works really, really well with that audience. And what kind of content do I want to make more of? And what kind of audience do I want to speak to? So YouTube Analytics is absolutely fundamental in understanding the data behind what is working and what might need a few tweaks. Next one, please. Then research. So research sounds like it's a lot of work, but research can be really fun. Like, you could just spend some time on YouTube and figure out, like, what else are people doing within this category, or maybe even beyond that category. Like, what if I want to speak to an audience of maybe 18 to 24-year-olds, say, what other content are those audiences watching, and why is that kind of content appealing, and how can I maybe look at some of the editing skills they've got, or some of the content they're shooting, and how can I learn from that and maybe try and incorporate that into the content that I'm shooting. So it's really worthwhile to spend some time just on the platform watching content. You could also look on YouTube on trending topics, learn from your peers, talk to people who are creating content, and go, hey, what's working really well from a production standpoint, or maybe from a video length standpoint, or how can I tweak my thumbnail? What's working well for you? So really just talk to anyone and everyone. And people often have thoughts and opinions on things that they enjoy watching, which might be different from yours, and you can learn from that. So research is just about everywhere. Next one, please. Right, so you've got your channel, you've got your brand, you've got an idea of what you want to record and what you want to put on the platform. It's good. I mean, these don't have to be hardcore numbers, but just to have an idea of, like, hey, what is it that I want to achieve? Do I want to get lots and lots of subscribers, and maybe your first goal was, I want to get to 100 subscribers, and then I want to get to 200, and then I want to get to 500 and then to 1,000? Is it that you want to reach a really broad audience? So really subscriber number is not that important, but what you want is lots of people to watch your content. And you're not too bothered about them actually subscribing to your channel. You just want lots of people to see it. Or is it revenue? Is it something that, hey, I really want to start earning money through YouTube? So in that case, you know, read up, do a bit of research on how to get to that point and try and understand, put little milestones in place. You know, don't immediately say, I want to earn millions and millions of dollars, but start saying, oh, I want to maybe get to this revenue goal and then to this revenue goal, and slowly start working up that ladder and make those goals sort of digestible and accessible to you. So you feel like you're achieving too. That's important. Next one, please. And thumbnails, really, really important. So sometimes these get overlooked and people spend a lot of time on like really editing the right content. But ultimately, when users are on the watch page or they're searching for cats on skateboards, and they're seeing lots and lots of results surface on different cats on skateboards, like which one are you going to click on? Because they all look quite similar and they all sort of satisfy the search that you've put into the search bar. So how can you put a thumbnail together that works really well? Like one, it might be worthwhile looking in YouTube Analytics and seeing where your audience is coming from. Are they coming from mobile? Are they coming from desktop? And how is the search behavior different on the two? Like if they're on mobile, maybe their brightness is dimmed or the screen is much smaller. So what does that do to the thumbnail? The thumbnail is much smaller too. So think about like contrasting colors, like how can you really make an image pop, and how can you really draw that attention to your particular thumbnail over others? And finally, titles. Titles are really important. These are How Ridiculous at the top and Young Bloods at the bottom. So both of them pose a question, which leads to curiosity, right? So how many giant balloons can stop an arrow? It's like, oh, I'm curious about that. I want to watch that one and see how many balloons can stop an arrow. That's interesting. And same with young bloods, like can we survive in a tropical rainforest? Now, I'm not saying that you should always lead with a question, but quite often leading that sort of curiosity and people going, oh, I'm curious about watching that. And seeing what the end result is, that tends to really help engage with the audience. And they're short, so they're easy to read. They don't cut off. You can see them easily on a mobile phone as well as on a desktop. So they're very accurate and to the point. So they work really well. And they're the gateway to users coming to watch your content. And then, so key takeaways. One is find your voice. So what do you want to share with the world? And two, what about your brand? Who are you and what are you to your audience? And three, YouTube Analytics, who watches your content, where and for how long are they watching, and how can you improve that? Four, content programming, so consistency is key. What kind of schedule can you adhere to, and what is manageable in your day-to-day? We don't want anyone, you know, overcommitting, or like you want to make sure that it really fits in nicely with your other schedule and other things that go on in your life. Five, research. So what's working well in my industry, and can I watch other pieces of content that can teach me how I can improve my content, or maybe give me ideas on what my next piece of content could be like? And finally, last but not least, thumbnails and titles. They are the absolute gateway to your content. So really important to spend a little bit of time on understanding what thumbnails work really well and which stand out and can work really well for your content. That's it from me. Thank you so much.
I was taking notes for us to improve our YouTube channel as well. I might be calling you soon to get more tips. Thank you so much. I think you've nailed it. Like these 6 points are so important. But one thing, as you're explaining, like these 6 points, they're just 6 points, but you could spend 6 seconds in each one of them, or you could spend 600 hours. And perfect, right? That's the beauty of the creator space. Like there's always room for improvement. There's always new trends. And I love your work because you're also working closely with the creators to understand what it is that they need. So you as YouTube can be improving also to support everyone. Thank you so much. Felipe, what did you think? Amazing, right? We're so lucky.
It is. You know, I'm taking notes here to improve my strategies on my YouTube channel right now.
Amazing. Thank you, Sabine. We're beyond honored, grateful for having your time here with us.
No, thank you. This is great.
Thank you. Big hugs from all of us, from the Academy Spinners and all of the schools that are logging in from Australia and around the world. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. Enjoy. Bye.
Thanks. Felipe, over to you. So Now it's your time to share your side, because this was you two presenting on their tips. Now, how does it work in real life? Because we all started from zero, right? All of us, in everything we have, little by little, we're getting better, but we all started from zero. So over to you. What tips do you have? Can you share your experiences? And
Yes, of
I'll mute
course.
myself so I can listen and learn from you as well.
All right. So, it was funny to see what Sabine was saying, because all of the things that she said, I had to learn from scratch. Like I didn't know anything about that, and then I've been doing this for more than 7 years, and all of this I had to learn like in the hard way. And it's really good that um, you are creating this kind of courses, because it's something that you don't learn at schools, and it's really good. It's really good. So this is the screenshot of my YouTube channel. I haven't posted in a while though, because YouTube takes a lot of time, but it's an amazing platform that if you have a good content, you're gonna spend a long time there. I have over 300,000 followers. I used to have more than 400,000, but then my content has been changing throughout the years. So I'll tell you a bit further into the presentation. Um, let's go next. This is the word of the presentation: resilience. I want you to have this word in the back of your mind, because I think that this is what's really needed if you decide to become a content creator, because you're gonna have to fight with this word a lot. Like, you have to be very, very resilient if you decide to create content, if you decide to put yourself out there in the platforms, on the internet, on just creating content for people, because you're gonna have very high expectations from your audience, from your content, but then when you don't see that it's met, you have to be very resilient. And then I'll talk to you a little bit more about this later, but then just have this word very present in your mind. So, this is the first slide, which is going to be setting the tone, how to stand out. And as Sabine was saying, it's funny because the first thing that she said, it's the same thing that I put throughout my presentation. So it's gotta be you finding your why. Why do you want to create videos? Why do you want to stand out? Why do you want to start to put your content out there? Why do you want to talk to people? Is it fame? Is it money? Is it you want to work with some other collaborators, all the YouTubers, all the creators? Is it you want to make a change? Is it you want just one goal to be achieved? So you have to think about your why, and you have to stick to this why, because it's going to be the reason for you to keep on creating videos. Like, this is the your fuel, your gasoline to keep on creating videos.
And I love it
Uh,
like your wife, Felipe, because you've done it really well. Last time I saw you when I was traveling overseas, you were talking about like your wife. You're so authentic. And the more authentic you are, the more you will succeed. And what I love about the way is, how are you serving society? How are you adding value? So maybe you bake the best cookies, and you think that these cookies will make people happy, or you love bringing smiles into people's lives, or you love traveling and you want to share travel tips, because when you travel you often get lost and you waste time and money, so you share your experiences. So I think it's very important, us as creators, to go, what is it that I love doing that I can add value, and I can motivate into learning, so I can make their lives better. And I think once we combine what we love doing to adding value to society into this why, this is what I see the difference between successful creators and everyone else. Because it's just so much easier to build content when you know the reason why you're building it, right, Philippe? It's the why in your heart that is just, it's gentle and flows when you're building. And you've done it really well in your channel. And you've also shifted different whys, right? Because in life we progress and we find different whys.
Exactly. So, first, I used to have videos about traveling. It was only about traveling, and also like YouTube trending topics. And I used to be very happy with that. But then when you are a creator, when you have people following you, when you have people believing in what you're saying, when you inspire people to do some things, you have a very big responsibility. So I thought that I had to do something nice with this. Like, I have to give them something of value, something that maybe helps them to grow in their personal life, something that helps them to, I don't know, find a good job, to be a better person. So from, let's say, what, like 2 or 3 years back, I changed my content from traveling to personal growth. It's psychology, motivation, like positive. I like to call it like positive lifestyle. So it's like showing them that it's possible to have a good life, to do what you like to do, and that's basically changing your why. You know, like first it was just traveling, and then I changed to personal growth because it's something that I think, and I like to think that it does help people to be better. So first, yeah, you have to find your why, and I think that one takeaway that I've got from this, like just creating content from a long time, is that you should not like copy the whys of other people. You know, like I started YouTube in Colombia 7 years ago when like the first creators started to create videos, and I saw a lot of my friends that they just wanted to hop on the bus of YouTube because we were making money or because we were working with brands, but they didn't have any like reason. You know, like they didn't have it clear in their minds. They didn't do well because they just started to create videos for 1 week or 2 weeks and then they just left. But then the ones who had a clear why, we just stood there, even if we didn't get any views, even if we didn't get any subscribers, because we had this why very clear in our mind. So that's something very important to take away from this. Find
Which
your why.
helps with the resilience, right? Because when you've got the why, it's very easy for you to be resilient. If you're just
Exactly.
building to copy someone else, you'll just not have
Exactly.
energy, not getting the results that you hope.
Exactly. Now, to complement a little bit about what Sabine was saying, also Google Analytics and trends. If you start to create videos, you have to leverage your content on Google Analytics and trends. You know, you have to be able to understand what's trending on YouTube, and that's pretty easy. If you go on the YouTube, the main page, you're gonna see a tab which says trending videos, and then you have to try to craft your content also as well as this trending topic, because if you start creating trending content, then YouTube is gonna start to put you on like the main page or suggested videos, and this way you can grow your audience. Also, Google Trends is an amazing tool. You just Google it on Google. You type trends, and it's gonna show you, depending on the location or whatever you wanna search for, the trending topics or trending words or trending like whatever people are searching for in a certain area, in a certain month, in a certain week. So let's say this week, or I don't know, let's talk about the World Cup, which is gonna come in November. So probably people are gonna start searching for the World Cup in November. So creators might be getting ready to create content about the World Cup when it's launched. So this way you can start like crafting your strategy, and then trying to be able to get on that trending YouTube page. You know, like it's a very good strategy when you start creating videos to just keep on what the trend is, and then surely you're gonna start growing because the trend is just going up. um, Now we're gonna talk about something very important, which is your niche. So you're gonna have to think, who is the person that is gonna be watching your video. You have to think, is this person a male, a female? What age is this person? Is my video gonna be watched by people that have, I mean, that their age is, let's say, 8 to 12 years, or is it going to be older people, more mature people, or like depending on the people that are going to be watching your content, you have to define the lines of content, how you're going to be talking to your audience, and many more things are going to be able to retain the type of audience you want. So you might want to be thinking about some questions, which is going to be, okay, so what interests your audience? So if they're going to be watching content about personal growth, so is it psychology, is it motivation, is it relationships? So you have to think through who is your audience, who is going to be watching your videos, and from this you can start creating your strategy for content creation. I like to do this exercise, like very, very precise, like really thinking, okay, who's going to be in the next table, or who's going to be in the next room watching my video. So are they going to be watching it on a Monday, or are they going to be watching after the work? Are they going to be watching first thing in the morning? Like, what do you want to watch at 6 a.m. in the morning when you wake up? What do you want to watch at 5 p.m. when you get from work? What do you want to watch if you're distracted? You know, like you have to think about these kind of things to start creating your videos, your strategy, and depending on this, it's going to be easier for you to create more content. That if you understand who is the person that you're going to be targeting your videos to, it's going to be pretty easy for you to keep on creating videos, to keep on being creative, and to like not run out of ideas for your content. Now let's talk about the competition. So this is pretty funny because your competition is going to be other people, other creators, other academies, other institutions, other whatever, who are talking about the same subjects that you're talking. So I talk a lot about personal growth because that's my niche. I talk about personal growth, about psychology. So I'm going to be following other people that are creating content regarding these kind of subjects. So I have to see what they're doing well. I have to see, okay, which is their most viewed video, which is their less viewed video. So this way I know which contents um, get more people to view these videos. Like if I see Paula talking about relationships, and then this video got like 3 million views, then probably if I show a video talking about relationships, it's going to do well, because it's a subject that people in personal growth or motivation are very keen to watching. So you have to keep track of what your competition is doing and not copy them, because you have to have your own like signature, but then the subjects, the style of content, you have to make up your own. So this is a screenshot of my channel. This is the when I started changing my content to personal growth, and this the one like down, how do you call it, like the one below is another content creator, and he talks about also personal growth. If you like analyze just a little bit, you can see the resemblance, because it's pretty much the same area. We're talking about personal growth. It's just two different creators. So I'm just going to be watching what he's going to be talking about, so I can also maybe get some ideas, and then just start to change my strategy, or see what's really working for me, what's working for him as well. Now, this one about your channel goal, Sabine was talking about before. When I was doing the presentation, I have to be very honest, I didn't know what to put here, because once you start something, sometimes you don't really know where to go, like you don't really have this very clear idea of where to go. And when I saw what Sabine put, I was like, okay, I was right. When you start something, you have to be at least pretty clear, or just have a very small notion of where do you want to take your channel. So these are the most common YouTube milestones, I think, if you want to start to create content, you're going to be looking for. So the first one, which is this very happy guy with some bills in his hand, is monetization. YouTube allows you to make money from the ads that people are watching from your video. So it's to put it simple, when you watch a video and it has an ad, the content creator that is owned, like he owns the channel, is gonna get some revenue from the ad that you just watched. Is it clear, Paula? Okay, so
100% clear.
okay, so that's the first milestone. You have to have it's like um, five requirements for them to make you like to be able to make revenue from YouTube. You have to have like 4,000 views in a week. It depends on the country as well. So you have to look for like which are the requirements for your country. But pretty much is you have to have a very active channel, and then in a month if you get all this kind of view, then you are going to start to make money, you know. So it's
We talk about making money, Philippe, it's not just making money out of the views, because I see that like with us at Academy of Entrepreneurs, a lot of people will see our content on Instagram, who we're engaging, how many stars do we have, like do we have 5 stars across Google, and then they'll go to YouTube, and there's all of these touch points when it comes to marketing, right? It said that it takes around 7 to 20 touch points for someone to buy from us. And us as creators, if we're not on all platforms adding value to our target audience, so sometimes like we as entrepreneurs, we don't make money out of YouTube, but the fact that we have the YouTube, the amount of ministers and governments that have said, I've watched so many and they call it shows on your TV channel because they don't call it YouTube, but like
true.
they just watch, they binge watch our content there because it's just so amazing, and then they end up buying programs from us. So it's understanding that YouTube, you might make money through YouTube, but YouTube
Mhm.
might also help you make money in other channels. So if you're running a paid TikTok or Instagram campaign, the fact that you shared content on YouTube, it starts linking it all in, and it puts you as a credible creator and influencer that's adding value to the community. So I say that making money on YouTube could be, it's awesome to make it out of YouTube, but also YouTube contributes for you to make money. And I know that a lot of students that are logging in today, they're launching their NFT collection, their dances, they design like animations for video games. So YouTube will add to the whole experience. So it will help you make money directly or indirectly. I think that's so very cool for us to consider when we're building our YouTube.
True, true. It's very good that you mentioned that, because I think that YouTube allows creators and also institutions to show a little bit more about who they are and what they're doing, you know? So if you are a creator and then you have YouTube, people are going to be more close to you. And also for institutions, it's easier for them to show what they do to people rather than just having an Instagram page and then just posting a picture or just a 15 seconds video, you know? So YouTube, it's a must-have, and then of course it allows you not to only make money through YouTube, but then indirectly, and then milestones as well. Getting to 100K subscribers, which is a very big goal, I know. But then a lot of people I know, they want to start creating videos because they just want the first 100K. So this is a picture of very proud Felipe when I got my 100,000 followers play button. So it's like a reward from YouTube when you get to 100,000 followers. Then this one here is my girlfriend. She has more than 1 million followers. I mean subscribers on YouTube. So it's also a milestone. Like a lot of people, they just get into YouTube to get to that million, and it's a very hard task. But if you have a good content, if you are consistent posting, and you probably are gonna get there in no time. And also another very common milestone with YouTube, I think it's to be able to work with brands. You know, here is Academy of Entrepreneurs and myself. You know, I was gonna go in 2019. I think it's this video. So we were doing this. We are still doing the collaboration, but this was before the pandemic. So this video is about me talking about the academy and what they do. What you do, Paula? So a lot of people enter this environment to be able to work with brands and collaborate with them and to show people what they do.
And talk about working with brands, it's also very important to work with brands that are aligned to our values and our target audience and our company goals or creator goals. So I see a lot of people like they build one specific content and they dream of having collaborations with brands that aren't aligned to what they're doing, or the other way around, they accept deals of collaboration, but it's not what the target audience is looking for. And if you have like a product, let's say you're selling pens and your audience is all tech savvy, they're not using a pen, you're going to let this brand down and they're never again going to sponsor you. So you're not adding value to them. Or you might be promoting a product that your audience is not interested in, and they'll stop following you because they think that you don't understand their needs. So I think when we are collaborating, it's very important. And that's why I love collaborating with you, because we're so aligned by values, right? As brands, we're aligned in values. Personally, we're aligned in values. In life goals, we're aligned in values. So it's just so easy. Like for us to brainstorm, we agree on everything and we add value to each other. And there's some amazing creators that I admire, but I wouldn't even approach them because the target audience is different, or they're not going to add value to our brand or create a win-win situation. So I think this is something very important. And I know that you're going to be covering collaboration, but I think it's super important for us to consider that.
Correct. And adding to that again, if you have your why very clear, then you're gonna be able to understand which brands you wanna be collaborating with. So that's to have again in the back of your mind. Now, let's talk about online branding. Sabine, talk a little bit about this. I just wanna show you, like in practice, what it really looks like. So it's going to be about how do you present yourself to people. How are going to people look at you when you're on YouTube. So you have to create a YouTube banner. I'm sorry, can you hear me well? 'Cause, a lot of people are talking here.
Yes, yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. So the first one would be your YouTube banner. So it's the first thing people see horizontally when they get to your channel. Your profile picture, it's this one right here. So it has to be aligned with who you are or with what your content is about. So my channel is about myself. So it has to be like a picture of me, like very happy, so very like welcoming to people when they come into my channel. The watermark is going to be this. If you watch a video, there's going to be a pretty small like square, and it usually is the same as the profile picture. So if you watch a YouTube video, it's going to have the same profile picture as a watermark. It's going to have like a lighter color on top of the video you're watching. So it's going to be like your signature for the all the videos you have on your channels, and also your editing style and your color palette. Like uh, when you're a content creator, you have to create the content in a way that it makes you stand out from other content creators. So if I have the same editing style than Paula, for example, for a viewer, it's gonna be the same kind of video, because Paul and Felipe have the same editing style, so it's just the same. It's gonna be the same if I watch a video from Paula. It's gonna be the same video if I watch the video from Felipe. So it's nothing new from the viewer. But if I have very clear editing style, if I have my own signature, if I have my own color palette, it's gonna set me out from the other creators. And it's pretty important to have that, because that's how you're going to be presenting yourself to people, and not only people but also brands that are going to be wanted to working with so you have to be very careful with this. I also recommend this because when I started, I didn't pay attention to this at the beginning. I was just posting videos without having this in mind. And if you go to my channel, like to the first videos I have, it's awful. Like everything is it's pretty bad. It's really bad. I didn't have a style.
All started it though. We all started understanding the tools these days, and now technology is getting better, right? So you've got a platform like Canva that just like designs it for you. You can Google tips, but we all started with things that we look back and we're absolutely embarrassed. But actually, we should be proud because we didn't give up. We stayed resilient and we're doing what we love and we have a why and we're adding value. So yeah,
Exactly.
we're proud of you, Felipe.
Thank you. And now, content scheduling. This is a pretty hard thing to do for YouTube, because you might know YouTube is pretty time consuming. To edit a video, it takes time. If you have like a pretty clear editing style or a color palette, or whatever you want to put on your videos, it's going to take time. So you have to be very honest with yourself about how many videos you want to be posting. But there's a difference between how many videos you want to be posting and how many videos you can actually post, because of the time, because of, I don't know, you have school, you have all the things to do outside of school. So you have to be very honest with how many videos you're going to be posting. And it's very important that if you decide to do, let's say, 2 videos a week, then you stick to that from today and throughout long term. If you're going to be posting just one weekly, then do that throughout the 52 weeks of the year, because it's going to be rewarding for you in the long term. So you have to be very honest how many time you can be spending on editing, on
And I
just
think I said something about being loyal, right, Philippe? You were talking about your girlfriend. She's got over 1 million followers, and she has been doing this for how long, how many years? And she's consistent, doesn't miss a single video. So I think
seven
it's like
years.
a relationship that you build, and you might not know them at a personal level, but they expect that from you. You're their friend, you become part of their lifestyle. So it's very
Exactly.
important that we stay loyal for our fans as well.
True, and also, so you have to ask yourself if you're going to be posting daily, because daily there's a section. Sabine was talking about it before, called blogs, because people they just do daily vlogs. They post about their lives. It's actually just their lives, and let's say, oh, I went today to this hotel and I ate this and I did this, blah blah blah. So it's like daily vlogging. A lot of people do this well, but then it's a lot of work, because they do post daily about their lives. You can do twice a week. Oh, twice a week. I messed up there. Sorry. It just depends on your content. And also, I was talking Paula before in a meeting that YouTube allows you to have different lines of content. So let's say again with myself, I talk about personal growth, but from personal growth, I have a lot of branches that go down from this content. And then let's say I want to create personal growth with exercise. So I do that on Monday, and then I do personal growth with traveling. I do that on Wednesday. So people, my audience, will know when I will be posting about this kind of topics. So on Monday, they know I'll be posting about traveling and on Wednesday, they know I'll be posting about exercising. So you have to be very clear about your content, and then when will you be posting about these kinds of subjects. Um, and now let's talk about your equipment. People think that it's pretty hard to start creating content on YouTube or on Instagram or whatever social media platform right now, but it's not. It's not hard right now. Any phone that has come out from 2018 works perfectly to start creating content. And then if you keep on creating content, you might want to upgrade to some other cameras or equipment. But if you have a phone just like this one, you can start creating content pretty easily from just, if you have I don't know, just sit down, then put your phone here and then start creating content, and it's pretty easy. But then if you really want to like get your game up, then you might want to be wait, it's stuck, sorry. You might want to buy a camera. The DSLR or mirrorless cameras are the ones that most YouTubers use, because it's pretty easy for them, because they have a very good microphone. Lights, you should have a very good lighting. If you are gonna, like, if you want quality for your videos, you're gonna have light, because if you have like a dark setting, people are gonna connect with you, because they cannot see you. They like to see your face, because they want to see your expressions. They want to see your face clearly, because that's the way they're also gonna connect with you.
And different lights give you different messages, right? Like I find, like I've got a light here, and it's like I like the oranger light because it gives you like a bit of like warmth to it.
Well,
But I see some people have like brighter lights, and like the position that you put the light as well. If it's coming from down, it might create like shadow under your face. I was running an event on Thursday in Canberra, and the lighting on this public event, like for photos, is just like it literally distorted everyone on the photo. And by you elevating the phone a little bit, it changes. So it's understanding how to play with the light, and also the microphone, the position of the microphone. Like for example, I'm wearing a necklace, which is not a problem for most guys. But for girls, if you put your microphone here and your pearls are hitting each other, you'll hear more the pearls than actually your voice. It's a lot of it is trial and error. And normally we learn from our mistakes, right, Felipe?
exactly.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, first time I started to do videos, I didn't even have like a microphone. So when I did my vlogs, it was pretty funny on my travels. There was a lot of beaches, like I used to go to the beach a lot. And then I was talking to the camera. I was like, oh my God, this video is super fun. I'm talking about the beach. I went to the city and there, blah, blah, blah. And then when I was editing the video, the only thing that the camera got was the wind. And like these kind of things, I lost like 2 or 3 videos just because of that footage. And then that experience, as you said, is just trial and error. and those things have to happen for you to understand. Like, it's not the same thing as if I tell you right now, okay, you have to do this, get this microphone, that if you go outside and then experience it for yourself, like, I can tell you, of course, but it's gonna happen, like, it's gonna get stuck with you more that if you live it than me just telling you. And then you have to have a computer or just a phone for editing. Yeah, with these things right now, you can do everything. The phones are the most powerful tool for content creators. I right now I just use my phone to edit my videos. I use my computer very once in a while when I need something very like professional. But you can start with your phone and that's it. It's pretty easy. How to optimize your channel? This is a very important thing because it's going to help you grow. It's going to help you grow your audience. It's going to help you grow in your reach. It's going to help you grow to people that might like your content. So two things pretty important to get from this slide filled with words. The first one is the keywords and the description that you're going to have for your videos. So YouTube still relies on the descriptions that people put on their videos and also the keywords. When you are uploading a video, YouTube allows you to be as specific as you want with the videos, and you have to be pretty specific because this is the channel for you to get to more people that are searching this kind of content. So in my content, I have hashtags, I have keywords, which are, I don't know, personal growth, psychology, motivation, coaching, positive psychology, which are the words that are going to be defining my content. And these are the words that also the people are going to be looking for them. And YouTube is going to show these people my videos because it's described in them. And then consistency is key. I think that we started the meeting, the talk with the word resiliency, because it's pretty hard to, let's say I worked 3 hours on this video, and when I posted it, it didn't get enough likes, it didn't get enough views, it didn't get the reach that I wanted, and then I just stopped. You have to be very resilient because it's gonna happen. Like, not all of your videos are gonna have 100,000 views. Not all of your videos are gonna have 1 million views. You're gonna start your channel, and you're not gonna get the not even 100 subscribers in a week. It's gonna be hard, and you have to be pretty resilient and consistent. Consistency is the key to grow on YouTube. You have to do this probably, I don't know, I would say a year to see a very good growth, 6 months to see something happening. But if you're going to start creating content and then by 1 week or 2 weeks stop because you didn't get enough engagement or the views or the subscribers that you wanted, it's not going to be hard for you. It's not going to be easy for you. I'm sorry. So you have to be pretty resilient. Is a word that you have to be writing a lot, and I hope that you just write this word and put it on a wall, because
Never, ever, 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 ever give up.
exactly, yeah, like, yeah, and of course, this is very I think social media platforms are very hard because when you don't get likes, the like is something that has like shifted in our mind, and like if someone doesn't like our video, then we feel like we didn't do well. But maybe it's not that. Maybe people just didn't like them because they didn't click on the like button. Maybe it's people that watch the video but they don't like to like the video. You know what I mean? Like, I think the like button and then the reactions on Facebook and the like on Instagram, it's lost its value, but we think it's pretty important, and that's what I want to also with my videos to show people that it's not that important, that if you are making your a change, it's not that important that you didn't have 1 million views on this video or in this picture or whatever. Now, this is a more than theory, is practice about my YouTube channel. So here I'm gonna talk to you about a little bit how to understand if you are gonna be creating content on YouTube. So this is a screenshot of my analytics right now. So it's gonna tell you, depending on the time frame you decide. Here it's like the one which is YouTube just tells you it's 28 days, but then you can set it for 1 month, for 3 months, for a year. You can see the growth, or like how many months you wanna evaluate. So for me, the last 28 days, I got 2.2K views. This is in my all of my videos. All of my videos got 2,200 views in the 28 days that has passed. And then the watch time is going to be how many hours people have watched this video. So in 28 days, all the people that watch my video watch them for 116 hours. So that's, I mean, uh 10 days mostly. I don't know, like 7 days of watching my content. I know it's not too much, but it's just for you to get a like a time frame. And then subscribers is going to allow you to understand how many people are subscribing to your account. Also, this is the part where Sabine was talking about the subscribers. She said something very interesting about the people that watch your content, because she said it's not about how many people get subscribed to your channel, but how many people watch your video. So this can reflect on I think pretty much all of the creators, because mostly all of the views that we have come from people that are not subscribed to our channel. So you can see here the views that I have, they come 72.7% from people that are not subscribed to my channel. So it's a very big proportion. And then you can see the top geographies. So Colombia is my first geography, because I'm from Colombia and my audience is from Colombia. So here you can also make decisions. So let's say I want to get to Mexico, or I want to create content to reach the Mexican audience. So I'll start talking about videos. I mean, about Mexico, about their food, about their culture, about what they do. I don't know. Just dropping some ideas. And or let's say I want to go to Peru. So I'll talk about Machu Picchu, or I'll talk about what people from Peru are like, to reach this type of people. And also the age and gender. Also, it also makes you uh, take decisions about the content you're creating. Because if you see that you have predominantly male audience, you can talk about things that maybe males like more than women, and things like this. And also the age. So this is pretty straightforward, the age. But this one is important because people that are from different age groups, they like different kind of content. So the people from, let's say, 13 to 17 years, they are gonna like other type of content than people from 25 to 34 years. So if you are gonna start creating content for people that are from the 18 to 24 years bracket, it's gonna be pretty different from the ones from 13 to 17 years old. So it's gonna also help you decide who is going to be your audiences again. So it's going to help you also see if your niche is defined well, if you defined it clearly, if it's straightforward for you. And then you have to take decisions from here if it's not what you thought it was. And collaborations, I think this is the part that people like the most. But this is going to be in three parts. So collaborations could be with other content creators. So it could be another YouTuber from another country, another YouTuber from my same country. We do a video talking about their lives, or my life, or whatever you want. And this is going to promote the interaction between your audiences. It's going to help you grow. It's going to help you with the algorithm to put you on the map, on YouTube's map, because it's going to show YouTube that you're gonna be working with also other content creators, and it's going to help you grow his audience or their audience as well. And then you can also collaborate with brands, as we talked before, which is as the example we talked about with Paul about Academy of Entrepreneurs. I'm working with her to promote them and do content about their amazing classes, and what all what they have. And also it allows you to work with the brands that you really like. If your content is aligned with the brand, then you're going to be able to work with them. And the most important collaboration that you can do is the cross-cultural exchanges, because people really like this. People really like to understand how other cultures are. So let's say I'm from Colombia, I have a friend from China, so I'm going to be talking about his culture and why are they like this. People really like this. So this is pretty important if you want to grow about I don't know, whatever. If you have a blog channel, if you have a channel about cooking, if you have a channel about personal growth, you can talk about how do Chinese people see uh, happiness different from Colombians. So it's going to help you, like, to set an example. And again, our favorite word. Please do
Brazilians,
not
Brazilians,
forget it.
Brazilians.
Yes, yes. Don't forget it. Don't get discouraged if you don't get the million views you want, the 100,000 followers that you want, because it's not a race. It's not a race. If you are consistent, if you keep on doing the work, if you define your why, if you start creating content, you're gonna get there because you have it pretty clear. So be resilient. Do not get discouraged if you don't have the followers you want. Just be there, be present, be there, do the work, and I'm sure that you'll do great.
Thank you, Felipe. Um, so I think because we're over by 1 minute, maybe Lewis can come and read a couple of the questions, and then we'll leave the recap, and then we can email it to you guys as well. But I learned so much from you and Sabine. This is so exciting. Thank you, and we look forward to welcome you back to Australia in a few weeks. So
Yes.
another amazing creator coming back to Australia. Lewis, over to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Felipe. I really enjoy all your tips.
Thank
YouTube is
you.
the only platform that I really use. I don't
Hey,
use
we've got Lewis becoming a creator.
I don't use Instagram or any other things, but I
You-
just follow cool content. So if I ever become a digital creator, I will be a YouTuber for sure.
Nice, nice.
All right. Yes, we have some questions. So let me just go to some of those. So the first one from Kyle. What frequency of posting do you recommend to start? And where do you spend most of the time when starting on YouTube? Planning, researching, recording, editing, or posting?
Okay. So the first part of your questions, it also depends on the kind of content that you are going to be creating. But I recommend that if you're starting, maybe 2 days a week is good. Like if you do 2 days a week, then define your content, then 2 days a week is good for starting. And then if you see that it's too many, just one a week. But then if you see it's too less or too like little, maybe 3 days a week is good. But for starting, 2 days is good. And the second part of your question, I think uh, the editing part is the hardest one, because if you're creating videos, sometimes you get footage of about 40 minutes and you have to bring it down to, I don't know, 15 or 12 minutes. So it's a lot of content to go over, and you have to decide which parts are going to be good. And then it's hard, like sometimes you left out parts that were really good and you put in parts that are not good. So it's just trial and error. But then yeah, it's the editing part. The research part also takes time, but then this is easy if you use the tools that we talked about, the Google Trends, the YouTube, the trending page. Like this is something that you could do daily. And also when you're consuming YouTube, you're going to be watching what's trending, so it's easy for you to understand what's trending and what you want to be posting about.
Awesome. Cool. All right. Another question from Adam. How does monetization work on YouTube? And is there any requirement to start making money?
Yes. Okay. I'll talk about the requirements specifically because I think it's different from all countries. I have them written down here because it's directly from YouTube. But while I'll find them, so monetization works. It's just about the ads that are placed before the start of a video or during the video or at the end of the video. So if someone watches the whole ad, it's going to give the creator a fee for this ad, so let's say Academy of Entrepreneurs is paying Google a fee for talking about them regarding a campaign they have. So YouTube is going to show Academy of Entrepreneurs to some creators, and then it's going to be posting an ad about Paula or the Academy. So if you go on my channel, then before the start of my video, there's going to be an ad about Academy of Entrepreneurs. And if you watch the whole ad, it's going to give me, it's about, it depends on the country. Like for Colombia, it's a pretty low money. It's like 0.10 cents per ad watched, and if it's in Australia, it's like $3 or $4. I think it is. It's pretty high depending on other countries. And the requirements. Give me 10 seconds, please. I'll tell you right now. So requirements for each country is different, but then the main things that you have to have is no active community guideline strikes on your channel. So you cannot be like flagged by YouTube because you have created content that is not appropriate for the platform. You cannot have that. If you have a strike, you're not gonna be able to monetize. You have to have more than 4,000 valid public watch hours in the last 12 months. So as I showed you in the slides before, it tells you how many hours people have watched you. So you have to have more than 4,000 in the last 12 months. So that's, in 12 months, you could pretty much do that. And then have more than 1,000 subscribers. So those are the main things that you have to be able to monetize.
Cool, fantastic. I have a pretty interesting comment by Juan Camilo. So he said, I wonder how can I get rid of the scare of cameras? I tend to overthink too much what people are going to think about me or my content. So as a result, I end up not uploading anything. So it's kind of frustrating.
Yeah, we talked about this, Juan Camilo, resiliency. but for me, it was pretty hard as well when I started, because the camera is pretty scary when you're not used to it. First, your videos probably are not gonna be good. You're gonna watch them. You're gonna be like, okay, why am I doing this? But it's about practice as well. Practice makes it perfect, and then it's okay. There's an audience for everything in this world. Sabine said also, it's not just for me. Sabine works for Google, for YouTube. She has worked with the top creators in the world, and she said there's an audience for everyone. So it's okay about your content, and don't get discouraged. It's normal that you feel embarrassed. Like, it's pretty normal. But keep on doing it. Keep on doing it. If you really like it, keep on doing it, and you're gonna get better if you keep practicing about it. So it's okay. So just
I
keep
think it's
doing
about
it.
the why and the value that you're adding. Like if you're helping someone, I don't know, look after the cactus or how to cook healthy food or play the guitar. Like if you feel like you're serving and helping someone, it's like the microphone, the camera. Yes, it's important, but you're adding value. So if little by little you're making this person's life better, they're going to start coming back. And then it's not so much about you being embarrassed. It's about not letting your fans and your community down. So I see like problems in the world, like world hunger and like oceans where there's plastic. If you can teach people on how to like throw the bin in a bin, you're helping the world. And then you can choose different techniques of teaching that. And the more you teach, the more you're making the world a better place. And then the quality of your videos will start increasing as well. So it's just about saying, how is my video making someone else's life better? Is it by teaching? Is it sharing a joke or a travel tip or a health tip? So I think once you see yourself as you're helping someone else, it's a lot easier to build content. And I always think, what is it that I do really easily that people compliment me on, that I think that I can help other people do well as well? And I think that's when it shifts the pressure from us towards helping them, and then the content just comes out naturally.
Cool. All right. So let's close with the last question. from Irene. Why is it that some videos have comments turned off? Any tips on how to handle comments on your videos?
Good question.
That's a great question. And it also, I think it depends on the content creator, and also the sensitivity of the video. Sometimes we turn off the comments when it's content that might hurt the creator. Like, let's say I post something about my girlfriend, and I know it's not going to have a very good reception, and I just don't want to read the comments. I just turn them off, and that's it. But yeah, it's pretty much like a is it like a defense mechanism for content creators to not start to read like maybe hate comments. And about the how to handle the comments, I think when you make the decision about creating content, not everyone is going to like what you post about. There's going to be maybe out of 10 people, two of them or one of them is not going to like what you post, and I'm quite sure that one people is going to comment to you about that they don't like your content. So you have to understand that your content is not for everyone. You're not going to be liked by everyone. And once you understand this, then you get that the content that you're creating is going to be helping 9, but then just one is not going to be happy with it. So it's something that comes with, I think, it's experience. It's also years of understanding that this can happen. And also, like, you have to be able to make like a safe space for yourself to understand that this can happen. It's gonna happen. Like, it's not that it might happen now, it's gonna happen. Like, if you start creating content, it's gonna happen that someone is gonna tell you something about it. You can turn off the comments, but I think it's better to handle it when you understand that it can happen as well.
I think it's not taking it personally, because like most of us have love within us and happiness, and when you have that within you, you're not going to write anything negative. So I see, like, because we had someone ask me the exact same question when it comes to Instagram, and my reply was, most likely these people wouldn't have the courage of saying it in your face, and maybe they're having a bad day. So don't take it personally, because and most things in life, like when we enjoy, we don't take time to say thank you. People just post when they don't enjoy. So it's like it's maybe them having a bad day. So focus on giving value to the people that are enjoying your content.
Awesome. I think that will be for the questions. Thanks so much, Felipe.
No,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you, everyone that logged in to watch this today. Reminder, there's a masterclass on Instagram, there's one on LinkedIn, there's one on online branding. So go back to the album at Academy of Entrepreneurs page and watch all of them. Send us questions, messages, and let us know what else you'd like to learn. Today is the last session of the 4 sessions that we're doing for this group of creator masterclasses to empower you. But there's unlimited more content we can create. So send us a message and we'll be there to help you guys achieve all of your goals. Big hugs. Have an awesome day, and we'll see you guys in the next series. See you soon. Bye. Thank
See
you.
you, everyone. Bye-bye.